This is the Best or Worst podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Koji Stephen Sakai and M. Martin Mapoma.
All righty, welcome. My name is Koji.
And my name is Martin.
Martin's so unprofessional, eating food during the
eating food?
What were you
eating food? Oh, no. I pulled this down. I had it off. I put it down.
I just looked away. I thought you were eating food. Sorry. Okay. I take it all.
Oh, my God.
I take everything I just said back. This is episode number 80. And we're super excited to have you guys here. So ready? Let's go. Our society is so focused on celebrity. We sometimes forget that regular people. Oh, well, and today's guests are celebrities. So
yay.
Martin was not eating food. God damn it.
Best or worst moment of your life. Hosts Koji Stephen Sakai. That's me. And M. Martin Mapoma.
That is me not eating food.
Are here to let your story out. We put people on the spot. What are you going to hear? It could be funny. It could be poignant. It could be sad. You'll know when we know. Best or worst is a twice weekly podcast. On Tuesdays, which was 2 days ago, we got to know our guests. And on Thursdays, today, we find out about their best or worst moments. But today we have Robyn and Michael back. And if you guys haven't heard it before, we heard them talking about their movie, about their music career, and about their meditation, which I'm gonna definitely try to do a meditation on a set.
And how he totally got picked up by her.
Yeah, that was
Awesome.
And
I wanted to hear more about that story because that was really cool.
but we're moving on now. We're moving on.
I know.
We got to know them. We don't need to know anything else about them, Michael or Martin.
You know
Michael.
everything now.
All right. So Martin, because I chose last episode, well, I guess that's a future episode, but pretend that's the last episode. I'm gonna ask you, do you want to hear their best or worst moment?
These guys are so bubbly, man. I want to hear.
You want to hear the pain and the suffering and the tears?
No, please.
No, I want to hear the best moment.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's the same story anyway. It just morphs.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
were thinking about this, and
We
do
have
you
a lot
mind
of
if we
them.
tell you a worst and best story
It's
that
a-
happened at the same time?
It's a
For sure,
mashup.
for sure.
Just like our,
There you
just
go.
like
Sure.
our movie, 36
Be a
Husbands, now
mashup.
available on iTunes and Amazon.
No, because it's a really bizarre story that happened in the early 90s. When we were-
1992, when you kids were just youngsters in preschool.
That's right.
You know that I'm older than you, right?
Yeah, sure. I think it's a fake beard you got on there. Fake beard.
Forever
No,
young, forever young.
I was already out of college by that time.
Oh my God. Well,
Yep.
so this was in 1992 in the Netherlands. We were on tour in Holland. I'll start it. and
Yeah,
can
you
pick it up.
started it.
So we were broke at that time, which is not an unusual condition
For a
us,
musician.
But at this point, we were really broke, and we were taking a Dutch class. We were in Utrecht, Holland, taking language class for Dutch. And there were two Italian girls in the class that were learning Dutch, and they were really just Americophiles. They were enamored with anything American. So they thought we were the coolest thing the world had ever seen. And we got to know them a little, barely, but a little. And then they said, "Oh, we're going down to our
Aunt's
home,
house.
our aunt's house in southern Italy, a little town called Latina. And you guys should come." And we said, "Well, we're really broke." And they said, "Oh, you don't need money. No. You come with us. You don't need a dime. You come, you'll stay a month. We'll have a great time." And we're like, "This sounds pretty fun."
We'll drive you
So
down.
we'll drive you
feed
down. It'll be
Oh
great.
man,
So-
that
Bring your
already
guitars.
sounds-
You can play some music.
And so I go, "Oh, well, that's so great. Well, we'd love to do it. And where's Latina?" And she said, "Oh, it's south of Rome. It was actually a town created by Mussolini. It was his model town. Anyway, we're going to have a great time. And you come." I should have, red flag should have
This
gone up at
sounds
that
so
point.
bad
Yeah.
already.
And so, but we were like, "Gee whiz, that sounds terrific! Wow!" So we go down to Italy with them, and we meet. Now at that point, Robyn had short hair, like kind of a buzz cut, like a punk cut.
with a long braid. I think
And
I might have had a peace sign shaved on the side of my
yeah,
head.
it was
but
very different
Very
looking. And
not
so
hippie trippy like this.
we go down there and we notice that virtually everyone in the town is dressed sort of like what we would call disco, like gold chains and perfect thing and conservative disco.
the nails,
and
the long
so-
hair,
right.
the girls look like Barbie dolls.
So we get there, we meet
Ooh.
the aunt and the grandmother who don't speak a word of English, and they
Of course.
instantly they love me for some reason. I can't be responsible for that. But they do not like Robyn. They do not like her immediately. She's a vegetarian. Robyn is a vegetarian. She looks different. She doesn't cook and clean.
I have hairy legs. I wasn't shaving my legs.
So that's where it started to get weird.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this big communication breakdown started to happen. It was really bizarre. And they basically let Michael sit around, and they wanted me to like scrub the floor and serve Michael food and work in the kitchen.
No, I'm laughing because I do the house cleaning in our family. I do the cooking and
I do the cooking.
I do the sweeping, cleaning, everything like Cinderella is me. So I'm sitting there reading the paper. They're bringing me espresso. Would you like anything else, Michael? And Robyn's down on the floor scrubbing the thing. So I think it's funny. At first, I thought it was funny.
Right? And then they basically said, like, make yourself at home, take anything you want. And I ended up like taking some watermelon from the refrigerator, and they just started like yelling at me. And I said, I thought you said make yourself at home. And they thought I said that I didn't feel at home. And this weird like language thing happened. And then all of a sudden they started to get really superstitious, and they thought I was a witch.
Yeah. Well, their cat died. Their cat died while we were there, and they were sure that Robyn had something to do with it. So it was getting really weird. So basically where it starts to get weirder first and then better is we said, we better go, even though we were broke. We're literally, I think we had like $10.
Hell yeah, man. Get the fuck out of there.
To take us to the what we had. Guess what? We had 2 guitars. We had our big guitar and our mini guitar, which is looks like a ukulele.
And we had cassette tapes that we were selling at the time. This is before CDs.
We had 8 cassette tapes with us, if I remember correctly. You guys know, you're old enough to remember cassettes, right? So
Yes.
we had them take us to the train station, and I went to the window and I said, how far can we get with $10? And so that we went to the next town with $10, started busking. We started playing in the streets. We made enough money to get a dinner and to get a place to stay and get a train ticket to the next town. So we basically worked our way up like that. We knew one guy within 2,000 miles of the place, and it was a record producer in Germany, a friend of ours.
In Munich.
So there's no cell phone. This is 92. We had no cell phones, and I didn't even know his phone number. So it was like we had to get to Munich and knock on his door, right? And
no, we had to get to the train station in Munich and call him. I did have his phone number because that's part of the better story, right?
That's right.
But we were stranded, right?
We're getting there. Go ahead.
We're
busking our way up.
Yeah, we're getting there, and we're making enough money to buy some beautiful Italian bread and tomatoes and basil and mozzarella. I mean, it was still romantic, even though it was hard and crazy. We sold our cassette tapes. We put my big velvet hat in the street, and people were throwing money in it. So we were getting there. But so now it starts to turn better. So we were in Venice, Italy.
Yeah, Venice, Italy. So now we just busked our way. It took about 4 or 5 days. We busked our way that far north, and we'd had exactly the amount of money to buy a train ticket to Munich. That was it. But then there was no dinner. So we were like, it was becoming evening. There's no dinner money, but we have the 2 tickets. We're getting on the train.
May I ask a quick question? I do. What happened with those 2 girls? And that just done now? You guys just took off?
Yeah, we left them. They took us to the train station in Latina, and we went away. We left. Right?
Wow, and you've never heard from them ever again?
No, we never did. We never did.
And we wondered if we would like run
them.
into them because we hung out in Utrecht, Holland a lot.
Never saw them again.
We know we're going to see them on the street or what, and we never heard from them again. And I'm curious now, what are they like now? But when they drove us to that train station, they were blasting heavy metal on the radio really loud. They were driving really fast. It was kind of scary. We didn't know if we were going to get to the train station in one piece. No, it was bizarre. Like, it was the weirdest story. I mean, we even left. We'll have to tell you more details some other time. There's even more to the story.
To get back to the ending, because I know your show's not an hour long. So basically, we're now in Venice. We're in Venice, Italy, right? We busked our way from Latina, which is Mussolini's model town, all the way up to Venice. We had bought the train tickets to get to Munich, but no dinner, no money. So we're on the train platform, And in those days, you couldn't use if you had to go to the toilet, you couldn't do it on the train unless it was moving, because it was basically just a hole in the train. That's how it used to be. And so there was a bathroom in the main station. So I get out, it's nighttime. I get out, there's nobody on the platform. I walk down, go to the restroom, come back, and I see on the platform what looks like a 5,000 lira note and a coin. And I thought, am I seeing? And there's nobody. And I look, and I think it may be a fake thing, like somebody glued it there or something as a joke. But no, it was actually 5,000 lira, which was basically $5, and a 1 mark coin, German currency, a 1 mark coin. Okay.
Deutschmark.
A Deutschmark. So we're basically, we now, and I walk into the train and I say, you're not going to believe what I found. And I hold them up. Now that's 5,000 lira that we could buy dinner with in Italy, and a coin, 1 coin to call our friend when we arrived in Munich. Now, is that a trip and a half?
Wow.
Isn't that
crazy? Is crazy.
So that's where we thought, somebody up there is definitely trying to tell us something. We're not quite sure.
And they were neatly placed together?
It was right there. There's no one around. And it's not like we were talking about it on the train. Gee, I sure wish we had money. And when we get to in Munich, we need a coin to call our friend.
No, that's our miracle.
There's no way
story,
anyone could have heard us because we weren't talking about that.
And I'm telling you, for 30 years, we have so many amazing stories that have happened.
If you take a chance, something there helps you out. Often it's to the very edge. It'll take you to the very edge where you're looking over going, okay, this may be a big fall, but then right then something will happen and you'll be able to carry on. That's what we found.
Right?
Wow.
Hilarious. Remember, Martin, we had that episode where I forget which guest it was, but he was on the train. He went to the bathroom. There was a hole in the bottom of the train, and he dropped all his money down the.
Oh my God!
So he had actually the opposite problem. You guys, he had a bunch of money with him, or not a bunch, but he had enough to for the rest of his trip.
Yes, that's
He went to
right.
the bathroom, but he hid his money in his underwear. And so
No!
The train, it came out, and then he got off at the next place, and he started walking on the train track to look.
Wait a minute, but Koji, what year was that?
I don't remember what year it was, but it's so he had he had no money. So it's actually the opposite. It was really interesting story. I was like, oh, that's so crazy. But it turned out that just like you guys, he was able to just, he was able to make it, it all kind of just worked out for him regardless of having zero money. But it was
really?
It was really good.
That sounded like India. Was he in India? Was he in India at all?
He wasn't in. I want to say it was.
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Yeah, because we travel there quite a bit ourselves. We've been there 6 times. We always try to go for as long as possible, like 5 or 6 months at a time.
But you wear a money belt, right?
Yeah, you wear a money belt, and the train toilets are exactly like you described. So I could just see many times when I was in one of those trains, I was hanging onto my money belt with one hand while I was using, don't let go.
Right, you
God, those train tracks must be awful, man.
Oh, you betcha they are.
They're crazy. But that's the thing, you guys, also just to bring it back to kind of where we started, where meditation comes in. When you meditate, when you go deep, your goal really, you're awakening your intuition. Yeah. And it's your intuition that is guiding you to the right place at the right time, to the right people, to the things you need to come into your life. So it's again and again, we've been reminded, yes.
And also calmness and awareness. Because usually if you're freaking out, you can't see, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You need to be sort of grounded in any endeavor in some way. You need to be sort of grounded to be functional. And so any kind of calmness and awareness you can get definitely improves your chance.
Yeah. Wow. That's a heck of a story, man.
Thanks for letting us share it.
Well, it kind of reminds me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Martin. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that whole story about going to Italy, I would have been like, So my question for you about that is, did they instantly lose their love for all things American when you guys got there?
It was the grandmother. The grandmother was the matriarch. There was no men in the house. It was absolute matriarch.
He was the only man.
So that's why I got the royal treatment. But she said they're bad. The grandmother said she's bad. That Robyn, she just didn't like her, and that was the law. And in that town, actually, the city hall is still there. It's in the shape of an M for Mussolini, And what he did,
Jeez.
Latina was not a town before Mussolini came. It was just a barren wasteland. He put all his favorite fascists there to make the model town. And these are basically the descendants of the Mussolini groups that lived there. So, you know, now we're getting, unfortunately, becoming familiar with the term fascism again for reasons. That
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But-
Mussolini, because I love history, Mussolini was bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
He was out of his mind. So the idea that she went to Mussolini's town that he fashioned himself. If I
Bizarre.
that's like you know, oh god, that's like going to Hitler's like model town. As a black man,
Wait.
someone saying, "Hey, let's go to Hitler's model town," I'd be like, you know, I think I'm good.
Right.
But
Yes,
under
no
the
way.
context for me at that time, 92, and the two really nice Italian girls saying, "Oh yeah, it was this interesting historical fact about our town," and that's it. It wasn't like I was thinking they weren't wearing an armband or something. You know, it's like they were.
But
they
we
were nice.
but we
I
did
had
get
no
some
idea.
weird. But Martin, we
Yeah.
did get a few weird signals. Like they invited us over. Their mother actually
yeah,
lived in
yeah,
Utrecht,
yeah.
Holland, and they invited us home for dinner.
Uh-huh.
And they were like saying some things about me being
She-
Jewish.
She tried to warn us, but
you didn't see.
she
you know,
tried
I
to
got-
warn us, the mother, but in a very obscure term. She said, "Be careful there," you know. And I was like, "Oh, sure, we're always careful when we travel."
that sounds
know,
pretty
and-
obscure.
Yeah,
careful.
well, no, it was. She said that they can be very superstitious, is what she thought, and I was like, "Oh, okay, what is that?" Well, I won't cross. I'll spit over my shoulder if a black cat crosses my path. You know,
No,
I really didn't
see.
think.
Right.
I didn't
I
think
think our
anything of
our
it.
desire for a free Italian
Yes.
vacation blinded us.
blinded by the desire.
Right. We were
for
so excited.
Italian,
Italy.
Italian
Pizza,
food.
pasta.
But you guys are probably young then. I mean, obviously you
Yeah,
were,
well,
because I got
30
you know,
years
for me
ago.
it's for me it's you know the movie The Green Book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically there. I mean, even to this day now, there's a website you can go to if you're a black person of color, and it literally tells you the places not to go in America, cities to go, not to go in America, and places not to go into Europe. And of course, Europe, it's Italy, Spain, number one on the list, Russia, right up there, Eastern Europe. They do not, at Greece, not to go to Greece. And everyone, at first, people were like, "Oh, come on, Greece will be fine." And then a few years back, there was that fashion student who took a picture with a girl at a restaurant, and the bouncer and a bunch of other guys went crazy, chased him down and killed him.
Oh,
And I was like, "Yep," and people were shocked. So when I hear, and there are markers for that kind of thing. So I'm just saying, if someone say, "Yeah, let's go to Mussolini's town that he built," I right away would be like, and I don't consider myself a very bright person in that regard, but that would have been like,
Although I disagree. My philosophy on travel is always say yes to whatever people ask me, because I always think
That was
yeah,
our.
but see, but you can do that, Koji. You guys can do that, and Koji can do that to a certain degree.
I don't know. In Asia, I would get killed as a Japanese person.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm talking about from my experience, and I haven't been let down once yet in this whole regard. I don't know a lot of things, but when it comes to safe travel,
but in Asia, I'm not. It's not safe travel for me in Asia. Most countries.
No, I believe it.
Really?
Well, I wish both of you guys were in our
Right.
Dutch class, and you could have talked some sense into us.
Yeah.
But I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about this. Really, your story really reminds me. Have you ever heard of the Third Man Effect?
The Third Man Effect. No, I know that movie. Of course, it's my favorite. One of my favorite films.
No, so there's this whole concept where when people, and it's not your situation, but when people have gone through really, really like life-threatening, stressful situations. So like the people that were in Antarctica, they're hiking, and so there's the stories where the people would they're on the verge of death, they're dying, and they turn around and somebody's there saying, "Hey, just keep going on. We're almost there. We're almost there." Or on Everest, this has happened on Everest, and they finally make it there. And they turn around and they say, like, "Oh, who's that guy? He was really helpful to me," or "Who's that person that was really helpful to me?" And they'll be like, "There's nobody there. What are you talking? There's nobody else. It's just me and you left." And so like it's constantly where these things where the universe basically either created or you manifest or whatever it is, that there's this person who encourages you in that last second and allows it so that it like makes.
Wait, what?
So
That's neat. I've not
love
heard
that.
that.
I
I love
never
that.
heard
thing.
that.
yeah, no. So
That's
it's
nice.
so
Coach
it's
is so
been like.
full of this kind of stuff, man.
So it's been really great. I mean, and I also think of that when, and obviously yours is not like it wasn't life threatening in like that same way, but it's that I think when you're in that situation, you let the universe will create for you. You know, the universe will find ways to get you to a place you need to get to move.
Well, Orson Welles actually told us in Venice. Orson Welles appeared and said,
What?
Go to Vienna. It's nice."
I can't answer.
No, but we went to Vienna and I got a tick in my head. We were camping in Vienna. That's another story.
That's the next episode.
Well, thank
Wow,
you. That was such an awesome story. I was very inspired by hearing about Mussolini. I love World War II myself, so anything Mussolini related.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, that's going to hanging out in Mussolini's hometown. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Right?
They have an ice cream parlor.
And can you guys remind us how they could hear about how they could find out more about you guys and about your movie?
Yeah, so if they go to our website, brightbluegorilla.com, you could see links to watch 36 Husbands.
36 Husbands, now available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, blah, 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 blah,
But
blah.
you can listen to our music. And then you guys, if you're really into Bright Blue Gorilla, we've got a digital special where you can get 8 CDs and 7 films for a really good price. Just email us and we'll tell you about the deal.
Operator, understand?
Do you guys have kids?
No. That's why we were able to do the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to ask.
We wanted to create other things in this life. We'd say, movies and music, and we're big kids ourselves. So
you guys strike me. You guys would be great parents. You just strike me as the kind of folks that would be great. Do you guys like kids?
No.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? I believe both of you just now.
Well, you know what? You know what's cool, Martin? Because we've been traveling for 30 years, right? And everywhere we go, we meet amazing people. And everywhere we go, people invite us in. I mean, there's not as much fear in Europe, really. But anyway, so a lot of these people who invited us in, well, they ended up getting married and having kids. And every couple of years, we'd visit every time we were touring. So we got to see their kids grow up.
The kids have grown, totally grown.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and we got to hang out with all these cool families. And
yeah, that's one of the nice things about the 30 years of touring is we've spent probably 10 days in a hotel during that 30 years. The rest of the time we're staying with people. It's almost always staying with people, which is really nice. It's if you want to feel better about the world, do that for a while, because you realize there's nice people everywhere. They're good, decent people doing the best they can with whatever they got.
Yeah. Have you guys ever toured Africa?
No, we were just talking about that, but we've never been. We have friends in South Africa that have invited us, so
we'd like to.
We have friends that love Tanzania that go there. But.
My dad was an ethnomusicologist. He went to UCLA, and so he's a musician. He was a musician as well. He recently passed away, but listening to you guys talking reminds me of my dad traveling a lot for work. Because
have you been there a lot? Have you traveled to Africa?
No, I was born there. I came here when I was 18. So I have all of my family back in Zambia for the most part. I mean, my brother and I have been here. We moved here, moved here at 18, but one of my youngest brother moved back in 2009, and my other brother is still here. But we go back and forth. Yeah. I mean, my family's there. Right?
That sounds so like such a nice adventure place. It's one place we've not been yet, so we'll have to think about that.
And they love music there too. So you guys would definitely be treated well. And
yay, that sounds great.
So Southern Africa, and I hate to say it like this, South Africa is a little bit dangerous right now, meaning a lot dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
But you talk about Tanzania, Botswana. Botswana is amazing. Zambia, those are countries that would definitely embrace what you guys do, and I take that speaking from experience. And most countries in Africa would do that. You obviously stay out of the countries that are have raging civil wars going on, but again, that's all the media here. It's not nearly as bad as everyone makes it out to be. So,
Martin, you're starting to break up, buddy.
Africa, you got to tour Africa.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
I get cut off?
Yeah, you got cut off. So
it cut out a little bit, but it was becoming Zoomified.
Zoomified. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. And everyone, please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. That's the only way we're going to keep surviving. So please
thank you.
Do that. And thank you guys.
Okay, bye. See you later.